the way too early prediction. You think the Patriots can win the division this upcoming year?
Yeah, I think they can.
Whoa.
So welcome back to a COVID episode 87, a COVID episode to where TJ, our lovely TJ, who helps us put everything together, hopefully he is on the mend, but we couldn't be in the same room as TJ because he has the COVID. So we have a remote pod this week. Unfortunately, we know we love the new studio. We love being on location, but
the non-leather chairs.
Shit happens, and those are real leather chairs, by the way. So shit happens. We had to adjust on the fly, so we're just doing this from our lovely homes. So we got a lot of stuff to cover. Just first and foremost, the Patriots and the moves they're making on this episode. We want to talk about good old Billy O'Brien. Now, will that tough chin, will that butt chin, that butthole chin, will that help him direct Mac Jones to the promised land and make him a great quarterback or a better quarterback than even his rookie year? I think so, but all this stuff is coming out that like people in Alabama are like celebrating that he's leaving. Like, yay, we sucked this year. Like we need a new OC.
But they sucked with like one of the best offenses in football or in college football.
Yeah, but they just weren't happy with it. They wanted to score more points. Okay. They wanted to be that high-flying Georgia offense. They just didn't do it.
But that's the same way as everybody in New England, right? Everybody was saying fire Matty P, hire Billy O. They had to hire a new coordinator, right? And then yesterday on like talk radio and all that stuff, what was it? It was, well, they shouldn't have hired Billy O. They should have went with somebody new. So no matter what, you can't make anybody happy, even if it's something they wanted for 5 minutes and then all of a sudden it's something they don't want. Billy O has one of the best ever offensive years of a team that's ever existed in the NFL when he was the OC for the Patriots.
True. I'm happy they made that move. I feel like that was a move they had to make. And I think that's going to help. That's going to help Mac Jones a very, very good amount moving forward. A lot of talks about the offensive line coach. Maybe potentially bringing in. I can't remember his name, but he was a former player here. I think he was a second-round pick.
Adrian Clem.
Adrian Clem.
He was the first pick that Belichick ever drafted as head coach of the New England Patriots.
I wonder why he didn't stick around longer than 5 years. I think he played 4 years here, I do believe.
He got hurt. He was always hurt.
Oh, he got hurt.
Yeah.
So, I think that would be a good move if they were able to, acquire a new offensive line, somebody like to help them. But there's also like this talk about Billy O'Brien and Doug Marrone, how they're so close and how they've been friends for a long time. I was with Doug Marrone. He was with the Saints a long time ago. It's just so weird how the coaching circles are just all the same rotated stuff. Like it's just rotated guys over and over again, different places. So we'll see what they do moving forward. But I think that's a good step in the right direction for the Patriots offense. Having a need, going and getting, Billy O'Brien. Now, if all the reports are true that like Matty P is out, like not even there, I kind of feel bad for him. They kind of put him in a bad spot. They put him in a shitty spot. Like, listen, if you're a defensive coordinator, you get a head coaching job, you have a couple of years left on your contract. They're like, hey, we lost our OC. You think you could do it? You're like, you think you could be an OC? And now it's like, like you got a reservation. Oh, can I get a name for that reservation? Oh yeah, Patricia. And they're just like, oh yeah, we're full up. It's like, come on.
But
it sucks.
I don't think it was really set up for failure. I think it was set up to try to get him something because it's not like he was going to go back to the defense side of the ball here, right, with Mayo and Steve Belichick.
Yeah, but so think about
trying
Joe
to
Judge.
find something for him.
Joe Judge comes in. They're like, hey, we need to find something for you. Oh, be the quarterback coach. He was probably not great. Now they needed a special teams coordinator, so they're just probably, hey, Joe Judge, just go to special teams. All right, cool. I've done that before. And then Matty P is literally like, all right, your son is the DC. He's not going anywhere. Mayo's going to be the assistant head coach. He's not going anywhere. I literally tried to do something that I thought I could do, but I just wasn't able to do it. So now my ass is just sitting, on the outside looking in. That just sucks, man. Just not cool.
Well, I mean, where is he going to go? I was thinking he might go with Josh McDaniels and go do something at the defensive side of the ball for the Raiders.
I don't think he can. If I was Matty P, I would just chill for a year. Like literally, I would not move my family again. You got to think he's got kids. He's got 3 kids. He's got a wife. You move from Mass down to Detroit. You're in Detroit a couple of years. Then you come back to Mass. They have a place in Nantucket, so you have like some sort of home feel. I think I think Maddie's wife is from the area, so like when you come back, it's that comfort of, hey, grandma's gonna come over. It's just a lot easier when you have family around. So to go to Vegas, like that's far. That's like. And then next year, Vegas, if they don't do well, they're going to fire everybody there too. So that literally you're just bouncing around like a nomad. I mean, yeah, you're making money, but that's why coaching blows, man. Like coaching, if you could be a head coach like Bill and make a shit ton of money for 20 years, great. But,
yeah,
look at Billy O. Like Billy O was with Brown, then he goes to college route. Then he goes to Georgia Tech, okay? Then he has an opportunity with the Patriots. He comes back to New England. He was here for a good amount. Then he leaves, gets a head coaching stint for the Texans for 7 years. Okay, that's cool. Then he gets fired. Then he goes to Penn State. It's like you're just bouncing around. And then, okay, you leave Penn State, go down to Alabama. You could leave Alabama, come back to – I mean, think about moving that many times. It's just like yuck. But it's the life they choose, right? That's the life they choose. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they did the right thing. They went and got Billy O. We'll see what happens.
Do you see the reports that Mayo was in every single interview for the offensive coordinator position?
Yeah, and then that's surprising, in a sense of if you're trying to maybe promise Billy O, like, hey, Billy O, you come here, you have an opportunity to be the head coach. And he's like sitting there like, I'm looking at Drod Mayo, a guy that was a football player when I was a coach. Like, I don't think I have an opportunity to be a head coach here. So
I don't think they talked to him about being a head coach. I think this was more.
No, not after the Mayo stuff. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think Mayo's the next in line, but they can't say that. But they have all these rules and stuff now where you can't have like your coach, like you can't have a coach on that. You can't promise them a head coaching job, but you can like wait, like, hey, we're going to interview a bunch of people and they're not really going to get the job. It's your job. So just act.
That's what it was. That's what it was with Billy O. I mean, they interviewed people, but I think they were interviewing the other candidates for other positions. So maybe you might see like McCardell as the wide receiver coach or Sean Jefferson as the passing game coordinator or something like that. I think you could easily see something. I think the interesting thing, which is probably the most promising thing for the Patriots, is Billy O took this job, right? He obviously wasn't guaranteed a head coaching job. Oh no.
I dropped my phone. Come on, Brody. You did it.
But he wasn't promised a head coaching job, right? And there's 11 open OC jobs out there, and Billy O took this job. He took this job, right? Like, he wants to be an NFL head coach. I mean, that's what he wants to do. He wants that shot again. So he put himself in a spot, I think, that he thinks is a good spot to be in, which is good news for Patriots fans, is that he sees potential in this team. Because he could have went to a lot of different teams, right? You could have went and go be the OC of the Chargers. With
that's true.
Herbert, good receivers, good running back, good team. And he chose not to go there. He chose to come back here. I think it says a lot about the personnel on the team.
I mean, being home too. That's having an opportunity to come back where you're comfortable. I think that's got a lot to do with it, man. I mean, like,
I don't think so.
Like I would hate to live in LA. Like I would hate. I'm talking like LA. Ugh. Like I am
But
not.
but here, would you go live in LA if you knew that the offense would do well in the next 2 years? Within 2 years, you'd be a head coach somewhere in the NFL for $5 to $7 million a year and 25-30 million guaranteed. Would you take 2 years out of your life to go live in LA?
Yeah, yeah. You got to bite the bullet. But
That's
it's
what I
just
mean. Like Billy O'Brien's not looking at this as a long term job, right? It's a short term job to get to a head coach. That's what he's
yeah.
trying to do.
Hey, look, it's
And
Brody. Look, he's a big man now. Look at Brody. How big he is. Oh, he's a good boy. Yeah. He likes to eat shit, and he's still not great, but he's pretty at least. All right, get down. There it is. Go choose something. All right.
No, but I really think it's a big deal for the Patriots. I'm hoping, last time Billy O was here, right, there was two tight ends that had really good years in Aaron Hernandez and Gronk. Maybe he can do something with these two tight ends.
Can't say Hernandez around here. Anyway.
You didn't see the thing that
Anyway.
Billy O referenced Aaron Hernandez in the same when he was talking to DeAndre Hopkins in Hard Knocks or something like that, or a meeting.
I don't know. That guy's like that's a sad ass story. That guy. But anyway, let's move on to some brighter topics. I I'm really loving Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati's going to make it to the Super Bowl.
No,
I'm telling you,
I,
Cincinnati is going to beat Kansas City. You have a wounded Patrick Mahomes with a bad ankle. He barely got through that game with a taped ankle. A couple days after that game, he probably couldn't even move. So he's going to go up against a defense that's really good. They got a good pass rush. They have a good secondary. I'm telling you, the Kansas City defense is suspect. Joe Burrow, they've already done it. They did it last year. They're going to go into Arrowhead, and they're going to kick the shit out of the Chiefs.
what is going to be a bet? You think they're going to blow out the Chiefs?
I think so. I really do.
Wow.
I think they're going to beat them I think they're going to beat them similar to how they beat Buffalo. Like score early, get on top of them, and the Chiefs are just going to run out of gas because I think Patrick Mahomes with that ankle and not being able to scramble and move around, I think that screws him. Like I really do. I think that really messes him up, like to where he can't extend plays. And I mean, think about it. If you were the Jaguars, like the Jaguars were close too. If you were the Jaguars and you just get a pass rush, like get a little bit on him, man, I can't believe after he was hurt that like he was peg legging it around, bouncing on one leg, and still was able to beat you.
I don't know why they didn't leave Henny in there. I mean, he had like a 97-yard drive. Like,
Yeah.
leave that guy in there, and let him rest a little bit so it doesn't damage it even further.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that was kind of stupid.
I sacked Chad Henne when he was at Michigan. I was playing at Purdue. Like that's how old Chad Henne is. Like
Yeah.
I played against him at Michigan when it was Purdue, Michigan. I was a senior. He was a junior. And then he went to Miami after that. But Chad Henne's 37 years old. What a freaking job that is. You just back up Patrick Mahomes. You never play. Like, oh, yeah, Patrick Mahomes
he won't come out of the game. He won't come out.
Yeah. Oh, Patrick, your ankle's just messed up. Like, you need me to play? No. Don't worry about it. Just keep charting these plays for me. I'll be all right. I think it's going to be a.
What do you think about Steph Diggs and the Josh Allen thing?
I like it. I mean, Diggs, and then Allen did Allen stuff in that game, man. You would think that that was a bad loss for Buffalo. In Buffalo, in the snow, at home, all the, Buffalo mafia, like, you can't come in our house and beat us in the snow. Yeah. And Cincinnati just comes in there, bust your ass. And Josh Allen, just typical, like their offense ran out of gas. Their defense definitely ran out of gas. With Von Miller going down and their secondary having all the injuries, and even DeMar Hamlin having the injury and being out of the secondary, they were thin before he went down. So you have nobody in the secondary. Basically, Cincinnati was able to run. They ran for 170 yards. Like they ran the ball. So Buffalo, I feel like the last 6 weeks of the season, they were hanging on and they're exposed. Josh Allen keeps doing Josh Allen stuff, fumbles, interceptions. I mean, they barely beat Miami at home. So I don't know. I think that the division is tighter. I don't think Buffalo's like the clear cut, like they're going to be the top dogs in the division. I think everyone's real close. No, I think everyone's real close. So I really feel like it's going to be a Cincinnati and Eagles Super Bowl. I don't think the 49ers are going to be able to travel across country and with a rookie quarterback and beat the Eagles. I just don't see it happening.
No, Purdy didn't look that good, and the Eagles look good. But the Buffalo thing, Buffalo also loses this year a ton of defensive players. Because they're all on contracts. They don't have any money to really resign anybody.
Yeah, I think they got like Poyer. I think
Edmonds.
A couple guys. Yeah,
Edmonds is up.
The linebacker. I don't know if Oliver's up.
I don't think so.
I think he's got another year.
Yeah, I mean, Buffalo may not even be in the top 2 teams in the AFC next year.
They might not. I'm telling you. I mean, that's the way shit goes. But I love Joe Burrow. I love his attitude. Like to ask him, "Hey, what's your window? What do you think the Cincinnati window is?" And he says, "The window is my career." Like, that is some ballsy shit. I love it though. Like, I love that. I don't know.
He might be losing one of his safety blankets in T. Higgins.
So you taking back the Joe Burrow's not that good comment?
I didn't say he wasn't that good.
He said he was.
You're literally the Boston media. Like when Bill Belichick
said he was
press conference.
You said he was overrated.
I think he is overrated. Everybody thinks he's like the number 1, number 2 quarterback in the NFL. He's not.
This dog has a speaker in his mouth right now. Brody, get over here. Drop. I need your trainer. I need your trainer right now.
What's going to happen when Burrow loses T. Higgins this year?
Come. No, I think they'll keep him.
Can't. Wow.
But T. Higgins is not. He's in his 3rd year. This is his 3rd season.
Next year will be the last year of his contract. So he's in a contract year next year.
He's still under contract next year. He's going to be there next year.
But if you can trade him for something now, as opposed to letting him walk in free agency, you can't afford to sign him.
No, because they can let him next year. They have control over him. They have a 5th-year option on him, and you can franchise him. Yes.
No. They can franchise him, but they don't have the money to franchise him though. Because you got to remember, you're going to be signing Burrow to an extension and Chase to an extension.
He is. Isn't he? When was he drafted? I'm thinking Chase. I'm not thinking Higgins.
Yeah,
Higgins
was a year before Chase.
Yeah. Okay. So he's the same year as Burrow.
Yeah. So he's a unrestricted free agent in 2024.
Yeah. So he has still a full season. Like they have a full year with him next year.
But the thing is, though, there's lots of rumors that they're going to trade him to get assets for him now. You can get like a 1st and a 2nd-round pick for him probably when you know you can't re-sign him. I mean, that's what you have to do.
I think that they keep him one more year, and then if you trade him and you get like a big pick for him, it's not like you're going to lose that much if Higgins leaves. You could probably get another piece that's not the same but comparable, because as long as you have Chase, like that's your number 1, that's your like go-to guy. You just need a number 2 that's comparable, because they have a good tight end. They literally have good tight end. Not bad. Tight end's pretty good.
Not great.
Better than the 2 guys the Patriots have.
I think Jonnu Smith's a lot better than what he's shown, obviously. I mean, they haven't included him in the offense. I'm not really a big Hunter Henry fan.
Hunter Henry looks like Dennis the Menace's dad. Like, he looks like a guy that's just,
sack of potato. He gets hit and goes down.
Going to get the newspaper every Sunday. It's just I don't know.
It goes down. Yeah, no.
No yards after contact. Not Gronk. I mean, Gronk.
No.
Think about what we had. Think about what we had here. We had Rob Gronkowski, like a dude that was like people hanging on him.
Yeah.
Even so, I'm watching these games, and they're like George Kittle. By the way, I think I think George Kittle has like ADD or something because like if you like watch his mannerisms, he's kooked.
He's all over the place.
He's wacky. Like he'll be like looking at the camera, like like just he seems a little wacky. And the crazy thing is they're saying like, oh, George Kittle is like the best blocking tight end in the league right now, or one of the best blockers. If Kittle was in the NFL 10 years ago, he would be an average blocker. It's crazy how shit's changed in 10 years. Like everything is spread out. Like everything is lighter. Yeah. Everyone's smaller. Linebackers are 230.
Yeah, he's the best blocker in their scheme. He looks good because they're spread out. All he has to do is just really chip somebody. But if he was a traditional tight end, he's probably one of the worst blockers in the NFL. He just get blown up all the time.
He's like, I mean, he looks skinny to me. Like he doesn't look.
Yeah, he's not big.
Like,
see how big he is.
I think he's like 6'4", 250 or 245. I would want to say. I mean, this
6'4", 250.
There you go. He's 245. He ain't 250. So he might be 240 because they just bump you up a little bit on the stats.
Yeah.
So I wonder if I could take a good headbutt these days. I would put my head right on him, bam, and just hat and hands him. See if he'd be. Oh.
You do it with Baker Mayfield.
I like him. No, Baker. Yeah, Baker's trying to do that so people like him. I like George Kittle. I don't even know him. I just think he's a. I mean, he looks like a guy that you'd want as a teammate, like a kind of a kooky, like whack job in the weight room. He's probably doing smelling salts, like screaming. He probably is listening to Nickelback or something like before the workout. It's long hair flowing.
What do you think the 49ers do next year with their quarterback? You got Purdy.
I think you keep Purdy. I think you keep. I forget about Trey Lance. I mean, I think you keep Trey Lance.
You traded up for him.
You have Trey Lance. He's on the roster. You're going to have Purdy. That's your 1 and 2. Helps you with the other contracts. And if Purdy beats him out, that'll put you in a situation like Seattle when they had Russell Wilson under a rookie contract that's cheap. Then you could spend a ton of money elsewhere. And then if he balls out and you have 3 to 4 years to like capitalize on that, he's a rookie, Mr. Irrelevant, a 7th round draft pick. You're not paying him anything. You have 3 to 4 years right now with a good team, with a good roster, with a good defense. You could make it work. So you could, if he's good, like, I mean, if he's poised and he gets better and he reminds me of Jimmy Garoppolo, like his body type and stuff. He's not big. They look like the same. It's like a carbon copy.
Yeah.
Body types, like he's not big. He's not over muscular. He's not tall.
Yeah, but he's mobile in the pocket. He's in and out, can make a throw on the run. I think he's for a rookie, he's damn clutch. Like those slant throws and like some of his throws he was making. It's also easy though when you have that personnel though.
It's not that easy. I mean, the guys are open, but you still have to stick your foot in the ground. Like, for example, if you put like what's a quarterback that's good but not like overly accurate? Like you have to be accurate. I feel like Purdy is accurate to where you're running a slant, he puts it on you. You're running a wide route, he puts it on the guy. He's good enough to put the ball where it needs to be. And in that offense, Shanahan's just like, okay, just put the ball on the guy and let the guy go run.
I know that's the thing is a lot of their stuff is yards after the catch and things like that. Yes, he's got to put the ball in the right spot, but for his skill set, if he didn't have those skill position receivers, running backs, tight ends, I mean, what's he doing in the NFL?
Yeah. I mean,
he's a backup quarterback.
He's like Heineke or something, or a Zappy.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
similar.
Yeah, I mean, that's really, I think that's what he is. It's just, when you got guys like that, I mean, you got Deebo Samuels, Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey, Kittle. Like, I mean, those are all number ones on most teams. Almost every team. They got 4 of them.
You know what's crazy is like you look around the league and you look at like backup quarterbacks. So Chad Henne, right? 37 years old. Just a backup. Brian Hoyer, 35 or 36, whatever, backup.
He's coming back, he says. He says he's coming back.
Of course he would. Why the hell wouldn't he? Like, I'll steal another couple, $3-4 million to never play. Kidding me? Like, hey, you want to stick around and make money and never play?
He played a series.
One play got knocked out. I like Hoyer. I like Hoyer. Even though he blames me for one of his concussions, I didn't touch him. Somebody else hit him. I didn't hit him. But like, look at all the backups in the league, and like, Cam Newton is out of the league. Like, he's never going to play again. It's crazy.
No, he's gone. I mean, he's still better than a lot of the backups in the league.
That's what I'm saying. He's still better than a lot of them, but he'll never play again.
Yeah, like he's better than any quarterback on the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he should be playing there. I mean, the Texans. I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of teams he could have went and play at. But yeah, like Hoyer is going to stick around. Like, I mean, I don't know. That's a tough one.
Is that his choice? Is that his choice or their choice? Like, oh yeah, I'll stick around, and they have to re-sign you, right? Like, don't they have? I would think that.
No, isn't he he's under contract, I think.
For next year? I thought he was out of. Look, check him out. Check out his contract.
I thought he signed a 2-year contract last year.
I thought he signed a 2-year contract 2 years ago. Like, I thought he had a McDaniels year, and then a this year. That's what I thought. Which is. I mean, if you were
in March of 2022, he signed a 2-year deal.
So
he's got 1 more year.
If you're the Patriots, I don't think you keep him. Yeah, like I don't. Like he's got a concussion. He wasn't around after the concussion because concussion. Like I think they. But here's the thing too. Like if you're Hoyer, why would you? You've had a bunch of concussions. You could never play again. You could probably go get some type of settlement because you had like 7 concussions. I think he's had like 7 or 6. Like
I could see him joining the coaching staff though, because he played for Billy O, obviously in the Texans.
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah, you groom him to be like a quarterback coach or something like that. You put him on as an assistant. Did you see the East-West Bowl? The East-West Shrine Bowl. They just announced the coaching staff.
I played in
and the supervisory roles are Bill Belichick, Gerard Mayo, and Bill O'Brien.
What is it?
The East-West Bowl. It's like the Falcons have the East team and the Patriots have the West team to coach.
Oh, the Shrine game. I played in that.
The Shrine Bowl. Yeah, like Troy Brown's the head coach of the West.
Oh, Troy Brown. Oh, okay.
Yeah. But the weird thing is, obviously, Matty P's not on there at all. Joe Judge is not on there at all. And there's one other one that's not on there at all, which is I noticed this morning and it seemed weird. Steve Belichick is not in there at all.
Well, maybe he just had. I think maybe he needs a little break. I don't know. I don't think Steve is under contract right now. I think he's a free agent.
Yeah, I don't know because they don't really release that. I know Matty P is, but I don't know about Steve. I assume Troy Brown is. But
I don't know. It'll be interesting. I think that
Brian Belichick is a coach in that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, does that mean maybe Mayo's the DC and Steve Belichick's out?
I don't think so, man.
I don't think so either, but it's just weird.
Mayo is Mayo's set up pretty good. Mayo's set up pretty good. He'll be all right. I think he's gonna be okay. I think he'll be. He'll be the next head coach here. Like Oh, if they had a gamble, like a bet on it, like you could place a bet
Yeah,
on who the Patriots' next head coach is, I'd
it's
put,
it's
I'd put,
Mayo.
I'd put 500 on Mayo.
It's
It's like,
Mayo. Everything is set up
you
for it to be Mayo. I
you
mean,
draft him 10 overall. He's made 40 million through your 40 to 50 million in your organization. Kraft loves him.
yeah,
He got a job after he retired through what's
Optum.
the Optum is on the field lounge area. Like, hey, I got this guy who just retired. You go to Optum. Then you're like, hey, I don't know if I want to do this corporate stuff anymore. Um, if you come into coaching in 5 years, you'll be a head coach making 20 million. What do you think? All right, I'll try it. It's like, go ahead, go do it. Smart
Well,
guys.
Mayo's a smart guy, right? And he was getting ready to interview for the Carolina Panthers head coaching job, which was the first interview they asked for. So he probably would have got 2 or 3 other interviews for some of these openings. And then the Patriots announced an extension with him and everything, and he turns down the interview. And he said all along, every interview he's ever done, I want to be a head coach in the NFL. So the wink is in there 100%. He's the next head coach. There's no doubt about it.
His wife's from Boston area. Like, she's from around here. His kids are in
Yeah.
school. Like, you don't want to, if you have an opportunity to stay in your house, that you've been in for 10 plus years,
Yeah.
and your kids are going to stay in school, and you could be the next head coach for the Patriots. My only thing is, it's almost like being the starting quarterback after Tom Brady. Like, if you're the head coach after Bill Belichick and you suck, like, and you don't win, like, I mean, yeah, you might get 2 years. Like,
No,
say for example, Bill leaves, right? The new head coach, whoever it is, you come into that situation and you kind of hover like 8 wins, 6 wins, have a bad year, 6 wins, like, people are going to freak out. They already are freaking out. The only caveat is, the only thing about now is they keep saying, well, it's Bill Belichick. Like, we have Bill Belichick as the head coach. If you don't have Bill Belichick and you're not winning the division, people are going to go nuts. They're already going nuts.
Yeah, he'll have a longer leash on that because they love Mayo. I think the Crafts personally are in love with Jerod Mayo. That's why they did this whole thing to keep him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, we're talking about head coaching stuff. Did you see that report that came out with Josh McDaniels of the rumor now of why he didn't go to the Colts originally?
Wasn't it like that Irsay took a deuce in their house or something?
Well, he came in and he was in the bathroom for a long period of time and they thought he was on drugs. So Josh McDaniels' wife wouldn't let him go to Indy because she thought that Irsay was a drug addict, which, I mean, is probably true.
I mean, I thought that he did the Dumb and Dumber, toilet, exploded the toilet, and then, sorry, the toilet's broke, huh? Trying to wave it out.
It says odd behavior and stuff like that after being in the bathroom for a long time.
Huh? I mean, aren't all really uber rich people odd?
Yeah, but he's a drug addict though. He's.
I thought he was sober now.
Yeah. Okay. Have you seen him? They're interviewing Jeff Saturday for the head coach again. We were second interview today.
If you're Saturday's Jeff Saturday's like Mayo. Mayo's got the owner. Saturday's got the owner.
I know, but Mayo's been a coach for 4 or 5 years. Saturday hasn't.
Yeah, it's true. So that means
I mean, that would be the same thing as Belichick, as Kraft hiring Gronk as the coach this year.
I think Gronk, if he wanted to be the head coach, no, I'm kidding. I don't think he would do that. But
no.
I just don't. I mean, I feel like being a head coach these days would suck. All right. For example, I had a 6-year-old flag football game last Sunday. Okay.
Yeah, Matty Pete threw up the plays for you.
We're the Patriots. And I thought I had a great idea. Tim Hasselbeck actually gave me this idea. He said, draw up some plays, color coordinate them, and then give the kids wristbands with the colors. Where they're at, you say, look at your color, run the route. there were kids kicking the football that was, the ref placed it, they kick it, not knowing what, like, they're looking at me like, what do you mean? I said, just line up here and do this. And they would just like go the opposite way. It's like, it was so tough. And then Everett, I could yell at Everett. I'd say, Everett, get your ass over there. And then the other kids, I'm like, hey, it's okay, guys. Like, they were playing the Green Bay Packers, right? The Packers had a head coach, like, whistle. He had like the sweat, like he looked like Andy Reid with the pullover, the hat. He's got plays with motion, and like the kids are blocking. You're not supposed to block. They have like 3 guys pulling, coming around the corner, blocking our kids.
A zone blocking scheme.
Yeah, they're in zone coverage defensively, and I was like, yo. They scored like 3 touchdowns in like the 3 possessions. The parents are on the side like, yeah, we're the best. We're the best. I'm like, you put the flags on. Let's fucking go. I'll put my flags on too. Let's go, baby. Anyway, so after the game, I'm like, okay, guys, we're gonna get a lot better. It's our first game. We had no practice. Like that, we're gonna improve every week. We gotta get better. It's gonna be better. I go off to breakfast. I see what that other coach from the other team. I said, hey, your kids were like pretty dialed in. He goes, oh yeah, we're a traveling team. Like we've been together for a year plus, and we have practice 3 times a week. And I was like, and they're 8 years old. I was like, oh, okay, we're 6. Great. Like, the hell? Like, that don't make sense, man. I was pissed though. I was sweating. Like underneath, I was sweating, like, because every time the kids, Everett was the quarterback. He threw 2 picks. I'm standing there, throw it now, interception, and I'm just like, get to the sideline now. You're benched. Sit down.
You didn't pull the Captain Insano and just leave.
I couldn't. I'm the coach. It's bad. And the kids. I'm telling the kids, I said, get open. And they're literally just standing there. I said, move. You got to move. You got to get around, get around the guys. It was not easy. I mean, I literally looked at the other coach. I said, yo, this is hard, man. This is hard.
Oh, yeah.
And now I feel like now college athletes are probably like 6-year-olds. They just don't give a shit. They're probably just like, I got to deal with
the worst
Dan
part.
O'Brien.
The worst part.
I got a Dan O'Brien Kia deal.
Sports. Yeah, the youth parents. The tough part about that is the parents. Yeah, I had a game that I was coaching. We were playing a city. I won't name the city. That our city had lost to, I don't know, forever basically, and like during the middle of the game, the parents are drinking on the other team. It's like fucking 3:00 on a Sunday, and they're like down in Bud Light, like there's nobody's business. They're like screaming, yelling at the girls and everything. These are 12-year-old girls and all that. But whatever. Like we win the game. It's our first time probably ever beating them or whatever. And then I'm like walking up the field, and like 2 drunk parents come up to like one of the 12-year-old girls that was pitching, and they're like, "You flipped us off." I'm like, "What the hell are you guys talking about?" Like, what do you mean they flipped you off? There's an umpire, there's 2 coaches, nobody saw it. Like, it is what it is. They're screaming at her. I'm like, "Here, you can't go up and talk to a 12-year-old girl. Get the fuck out of here." And we're starting to leave, and all of a sudden I look around and I'm surrounded by all these drunk parents. Like,
Dan's got his kung fu on.
Yeah. I'm like looking around, and then I'm just getting, there's a female coach that's just screaming at me from the other side of the field, like just fucking yelling. I don't even know what she was saying. And I'm just telling her, like, calm down. Like, calm down. You're not going to talk to me that way. Calm down. So I'm surrounded. They bring one guy out. And they're like, see, this guy saw your pitcher flip us off. And he can see everything. And he's the most respectful guy. And you need to believe him. And he's sitting there and no shit going like this because he can't stand straight.
No, he's drunk.
Yeah, just drunk. And my wife came over and kind of it dissipated out. But like, that's youth sports for you. It's fucking nuts. The parents are the worst part about youth sports. Just sit there and shut up and cheer your fucking kid on. Like, they're not winning the World Series today. They're not winning a Super Bowl championship.
Do you want to say, kids. Every single one of these kids out here isn't gonna play professionally. Okay, like
The
let's
odds are
just
so
chill.
low. Yeah.
The odds are very low. So like I don't know. I just think it's funny. Parents will be like, "Yeah, the kid looks. I think he's got a chance." I'm like, "He's 6. What are you talking about?"
I know.
No, the parents are actually cool. I mean, so far. Well, if this goes again like this, and I try to give everybody the ball like once, it's hard because it's 10 kids, 5-on-5. So like, you only have a certain amount of touches, and you're trying to give everyone a chance. It's just not easy.
When's the next game?
Sunday.
Oh boy, you gonna get your first win?
I hope if we're playing a team that was traveling the year before, probably not. But
Well, I mean,
I
just
would
think
love
about
to.
the way you felt, right? Like you felt that you're playing a team that actually is running plays correctly and they practice and all that. Isn't that what the Patriots felt like all year?
Well, at least they knew like what a football was and where to line up. Like some of these kids didn't even know. They didn't like a hike. They don't know what like snap. Like they didn't know anything.
Are you the only coach of the team, or do you have other coaches?
Me and my buddy Jeff.
Okay.
Just me and him.
You split the duties, like one's the OC, one's the DC, or
At one, Jeff kind of left me. Like after halftime, I was basically doing everything, which I was like on the ground, like on my knees, like, all right, spread out. You go to this line. I had plays, and by like halftime, I literally scrapped the book, and I was just telling the kids, all right, run up that line. You run here. Just run sideways. Like it was.
it's like
Yeah.
it's like was it like kicking and screaming? Will
It
Ferrell movie?
was. One of the kids said I ate some grass, and I was like, "Yo, it's
Yeah,
turf.
kicking and screaming.
Like we're indoor. We're indoor. It's indoors. Like this is plastic. Don't eat the plastic. Okay, it's not grass.
It's like kicking and screaming. You need to get some Italians.
Yeah,
Pass the ball to the Italians.
I think I need the whistle.
You're like Ditka. Have your buddy Jeff be like Will Ferrell in that movie.
Yeah, it's
Need some coffee.
I was like before the game, I was very confident. After the game, I was sweating. I was like, "Yo, this is not easy. It's very hard.
Yeah,
not easy."
So what about some current events that are going on? I know you want to talk about M&Ms, right?
Let's not talk about M&Ms. I don't want to talk about M&Ms. So stupid. So stupid. What are we doing, man? Yeah, we're in a weird spot. We're in a weird spot.
It's a bad spot. It's not a weird spot. It's a bad spot.
It's a bad spot. We're in a weird, bad place.
It's like the same thing with baseball. Like, Baseball Hall of Fame. I know you don't follow baseball a lot, but obviously Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds and all those guys are off the ballot now. They can't even be inducted to the Hall of Fame unless they get into like some type of veteran vote or whatever. So this year is Manny Ramirez, A-Rod, Scott Rowland. Scott Rowland made the Hall of Fame. I don't think he ever finished top 10 in MVP voting in any single year. He never led the league in any category, and he makes it over Alex Rodriguez and Manny Ramirez, who were, from our era, was probably two of the best hitters to ever hit.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a scam.
Everything is turning into corporate, like money. Something's being pushed. I mean, like the whole betting scene right now, like Massachusetts, on the 31st, it's like legalized gambling.
Yeah.
Aren't we just, it's so funny. Like I listened to the commercials for it. And then at the end, they're like, if you have a gambling problem, please dial this. Da, 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 da. It's a 24/7 hotline. It's just everything that is sports now has turned into individual, like, okay, let's put bets here, placing bets, fantasy. It's just, I don't know. It's crazy. I can't walk down the streets of New York without feeling like I'm in Jamaica and someone's hitting a massive joint. It's like 8:00 in the morning. I walk out the hotel, like the workers are just toking on massive blunts. I'm like, aren't you like You work high every day? Like, how can you be high every day of your life? Like, okay, I get it. You want to on the weekend, like you're chilling in your house at the end of the day, you want to have a little puff, you want to eat an edible. I'm not mad at it. You wake up, you're working, you pull into your job, you already just lit one up, and then you're gonna go. Imagine like you working at a restaurant. You're the guy like the chef in the back, and you're just craving something, just munchies, and you're just spooning in someone's meal. Like, man, I'm hungry. It's just like, come on. I don't know. It's just we're in a weird. It's just, and that's all because of the tax revenue. Like these states are making so much money off of it. That's why everything is legal now. They just realize, oh, we can make billions off of gambling. We can make billions in revenue off of the sales on the tax that we have of all this stuff.
That's what it all is. That's
crazy.
Everything is money based, all revenue based, and all that. I don't understand the M&M thing though, but I guess that's a different story.
I don't get it. It's just, I mean, too. It's like it's just okay. It's just an M&M. Like I don't know. It's like get over that. It's just an M&M. It's a color. It's a freaking character.
It's fake. It's animated. It's animated.
Yeah. It's like, come on. Whatever. What are we gonna do, man?
You excited to go to New York?
Oh yeah, can't wait. Today. Jump on a train, 3 hours, get in, smell sewage and rats and crazy people walking past me screaming. It's like go on the subway and make sure no one stands behind you because people are getting shoved in front of trains. Freaking crazy. There's people getting shoved in front of the subway because it's like a initiation, like go kill a random person. It's nuts, man.
Yeah. Well, see, Devin responded to the one reel you talked about with the ball hitting him in the face.
That reel is pretty funny. That's a funny reel. I must say that's some good work by the old Ninko there on the voice fluctuation and bringing in Dev. He wants to let's get him on the show. I know it's been a while. I mean, he ain't got shit to do right now. His dude's loaded, like just rolling in dough. Like, come on the show, man. We ain't paying you, but just come on.
I think he's actually going to come though. I think he wants to.
Let's go. I'll pick him up. I mean, he's probably at his beach house though. Brody, drop the car. This dog, I tell you, he comes upstairs with something in his mouth just to like. Where'd the speaker go?
Chewed it all. It's gone.
Come here.
So Deb, you and Deb gonna go at each other then on a whole show?
Why not?
He's probably got some stories about you, though, right? He probably has some good stories about you.
Everyone's got good stories about Ninko. Come on. Yeah, I got to keep it family friendly though. Even though we do say the F word on this show, it's okay.
Yeah, you got it. You got it a long time ago. You got the explicit rating a long time ago.
I know. That's just me, man. I can't thank Disney Plus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. You want to do some picks this week?
Yeah. I think what did I do last week? I think I beat you.
Weren't we tied? I thought we were tied. I think I took the Giants.
TJ's in the COVID protocol.
I think I took the Giants and you took. I want to say you took the Bills or something like that.
No,
maybe not. Maybe it was
Cincinnati. I took Cincinnati. I took the Eagles.
Yeah, so did I.
I took Kansas City.
Yeah, I took the Giants.
Yeah, so I'm up on that one.
You might be up
49ers. I pick at 49ers on that one.
All right, so the first game up will be Sunday at 3:00. 49ers, Eagles.
Eagles.
Yeah, I'll have to go Eagles on that one. Even though I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be it won't be like a blowout or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm going Eagles. I think Eagles are better.
Yeah. All right, Bengals, Chiefs.
Bengals.
I'm going to go with the Walrus here, Andy Reid. He's going to put together a game plan, stop your your new love crush there, Joe Burrow and
No, my new
Patrick
love crush is
Mahomes
Lou Anarumo, the defensive coordinator. He should be getting some head coaching interviews. The dude's done a great job.
for the Bengals?
Yeah, Cincinnati Bengals defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo was our DB's coach at Purdue.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was with me at Purdue. If you ask him who is the best, most athletic edge guy he's ever been around, he would say me.
I don't think so.
My edge running, like when you run the hoops, I would put my hoop running ability, my angles, like tops. I could get so low and hit that corner. Just get low, run that corner like a NASCAR. Whoa. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Where are you now? Coaching 6-year-old flag football.
That's it. Retired, enjoying life, trying to lose 10 pounds like everybody else. Drinking too much craft beer. We didn't have a craft beer. People are going to be pissed off. That's all right. We'll do it next. We'll drink two next week. I got a new beer too. I'll bring it next week. It's my neighbor. He just made a new beer. It's awesome.
But he made it himself?
Yeah, like he came up with like they're looking into like I don't know. It wasn't Castle Island. They didn't brew it for him, but they paid somebody to do his brew, and it's pretty damn good. It's a cool concept. So he's probably going to get into it, like buying something, trying to do a brew like a brew house.
It wouldn't be bad. You got some rich neighbors, obviously. So
they're not poor. He went to Brown. He's smart.
If you pull into Ninko's neighborhood, a cop follows you everywhere.
Don't come by me. Don't come to Norfolk.
All right, so who do you think the starting quarterback for the Patriots is going to be next year? Because there's lots of rumors about all these different people. They're like in the betting leads for a couple different quarterbacks.
Mac Jones.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't be Mac Jones.
Tom Brady is not coming back here.
I mean, if you were to bet on one, I would bet on Tom Brady over like Lamar Jackson or Aaron Rodgers.
They're not paying Lamar $200 million. Aaron Rodgers ain't leaving Green Bay.
Aaron Rodgers leaving Green Bay. That's no doubt.
They would have to have compensation.
They'll trade him. Yeah, they'll trade him. Somebody will give 2 first-round picks for Aaron Rodgers. You know, the Jets will,
and pay him $60 million.
Yeah, the Jets will. The Jets 100% will. Falcons probably would. I mean, you got that NFC South, right? It's wide open. You get a good quarterback in the NFC South on any one of those teams, they win the division, don't they?
If you put Aaron Rodgers on the Jets, I think they're scary.
I definitely think they're scary. Yeah, but the thing is, if you put Aaron Rodgers on the Carolina Panthers or the Atlanta Falcons or the New Orleans Saints, they win the division.
I'm Aaron Rodgers. My ass don't want to go to any of those teams.
Why?
Like, I'm not going to the Saints because the head coach, because it ain't Sean Payton anymore. I'm not going to Atlanta just because it's Atlanta. And maybe the Panthers would be an okay place. If I'm Aaron Rodgers, I want to go to potentially the 49ers if that was an option, but I don't think that's an option.
That's not an option.
But that's, he would love to go there. The Jets would be a tough sell, but I think he would understand that they're like a win now team. He's got to go to a place that's a win now team, like instant win now team. Raiders, they're a win now team.
What about Pittsburgh? Nobody talks about
that. Pittsburgh would be a good spot.
Yeah,
that would be a killer. I mean, they would be scary.
Tennessee's gonna be looking for a quarterback.
How about the Ravens? What if he went to the Ravens?
I think Lamar. They're ultimately going to sign Lamar. I think they built the whole team around him.
I don't know. I mean, if that
the teams that can use quarterbacks are the Jets, the Steelers, Tennessee, Indy, Houston, Denver.
Denver, but Denver ain't because they're screwed.
Yeah, Washington.
They should have made
Tampa.
that deal last year for Aaron Rodgers before they did the Russell Wilson deal.
Yeah, Tampa, Carolina, New Orleans, Atlanta, Cardinals. Actually, I mean Cardinals have a quarterback, but those are the teams that could use a quarterback as of right now. I'm telling you, I mean, a decent quarterback, like if Derek Carr goes to the Carolina Panthers, they win the division.
I don't know about that.
They barely missed the division by one game.
It's shitty division where the winner had 8 wins or whatever.
I know, but that's what I'm saying, though. Like the division is so bad that a decent quarterback goes there and they can win the division. From coaching? Sore from coaching?
I don't know who's their – no, I'm squatted yesterday. Damn. Yeah. I'm getting old, man. February 1st, 39 years old, February 1st.
39? Oh, boy. Almost there.
Almost 40, man. Almost 40.
You got a big birthday bash? You have a big 40 birthday bash?
I think I'm going to buy myself a Buick Electra. My buddy has one, 1969. It's like original patina green. It needs some TLC, but for like 15 grand, why not? It's a pretty cool car.
Look, buy it for your birthday this year or for your 40th birthday?
This year, and then on my 40th, I'll wear a flowered shirt with a straw hat, a cigar, just really play up the old man. Because I'm not, I mean, they say like, I am old. What do they say? 40, you're at the halfway mark. I'm not making it to 80. Like, there ain't no fucking way. I'm not making it to 80. I mean, if I made it to 70, I think that'd be a miracle. I'll probably be like 68 and just have a massive heart attack. Bang. Or I won't have my marbles. Or in my 60s, my marbles are all gone. Like, just I'm running around the house naked, like cutting the grass in the front lawn, like nude, just really screwed up. But we'll see. Time will tell.
Always a good positive outlook.
That's what you got to do. You just got to be real. Just got to be real, man. Played football a long time? Check. Gonna feel pain when you're old? Check. Gonna lose your marbles? Probably. So just got to have fun with it, man.
All right, but the way too early prediction, you think the Patriots can win the division this upcoming year?
Yeah, I think they can.
Whoa.
If their defense stays number 2 in the NFL and their offense is a Billy O adjusted offense to where they're like 30% better than they were, they're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
If they're 30% better, that puts them at top 10 offense, and then their defense stays the same, so that puts them at like a top 10 team.
Yeah, I mean, I think if they fix the offensive line, get a number 1 wide receiver, keep the defense pretty much intact of what it is, I mean, you're a Super Bowl contender.
I don't know about Super Bowl contender, but I think that they would be they'll be in competition, because now we got to know, can Mac Jones get back to where he was, and can he take another step forward? Because he can't just be what he was his rookie year. He has to be better than what he was his rookie year.
Yeah.
This year was a wash.
You have to disregard this year.
You have to disregard this year, and he has to take the year 1 to year 3, skip over year 2, let it be the past, be better than he was his rookie year, and then see what happens.
At least you'll know, right? If you give him a better offensive line, maybe a receiving threat, and a good coordinator, if he can't do it, you don't have anything.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to know one way or the other. You'll know in the first 6 games of the season what you got.
Yeah, 100%.
He'll either be the long-term starter, or they'll be looking for a quarterback the following year.
100%.
Yep. Yeah. Hopefully it stays that way. Hopefully they don't do something stupid and get Tom Brady or something like that. Just to sell tickets.
I don't think that'll happen. I don't see it.
I think Tom Brady would come back with Billy O and all that. Yeah.
Billy O's nuts. I love it. There's clips of Billy O like losing his shit. Like
on Tom.
Ask TJ. No, not that one. Ask TJ to pull up Billy O misses 2-point conversion with Alabama. It's like a 5-second clip. He's like this, like mother, and he's like going nuts. And then there's one where he's walking off the field as the Texans head coach, and somebody said, "You suck," and he is walking off the field, and he literally turns around. He's like, "You suck too, man. You suck too." It is hilarious, but he doesn't say suck. And then he's like dropping F-bombs, and then the guys are like, "Coach, coach, coach."
You suck too! Hey, you suck too, motherfucker! You suck too! Fuck you! Go!
Dude, it's hilarious because he's a hot, shit, man.
You don't remember the one with Brady when they had to
I was there.
Back?
I was there.
He was
this is the story.
Brady.
This is the story. I think it was Tyquan Thornton or Underwood. Sorry, Tyquan Underwood.
Yeah. Underwood. You're right. It's Underwood.
Underwood. It was Underwood.
The flat top.
Yeah, which we did him terrible in the Super Bowl. They cut him before the game. Anyway, so there was a back of the end zone. He ran like an in cut, and Tom threw the ball to him, and it was an interception. And as he's coming off the field, he yells, "You gotta come back to that," or something like, "You gotta go get that." And then Billy O heard him say it, and he said, "Oh, F you, Tom. That's a bad throw." And then they just started like going crazy, and like that.
His offensive coordinator, fill in the blanks. That is a heated conversation. This went on for a while. O'Brien comes back for a little bit more. Coaches are trying. Bill Belichick finally has to come over and say, "Calm down, guys."
When you have two men like nose to nose screaming "F you," you're like, "Yo." Like,
yeah, but Tom was just sitting on the bench, and Billy O was trying to go at him, and there was players holding him back. And actually, Chad O'Shea grabs him and starts pulling him out of the area and everything.
Dude, gets heated. I mean, I've been a part of like some coaches that want to scrap. You know, there's a bunch of hotheads. I mean,
Dan Campbell's probably one of them.
You know who one of the hottest short fuse guys that we knew. I mean, I love him. I love the guy. But there were a couple fights, B-Flow. Brian Flores is a short fuse guy. Like, a couple times, him and Dron Harmon one time almost went after it. Him and Lee Bodden almost went after it. Like, he don't back down. Like, he's like coming. Because he's a player, he's like a BC linebacker. Yeah. Like, he's not just gonna say like, "Whoa, you got me." Like, he's just say, come right back at you.
I don't really see Duron Harmon going after anybody though.
Yeah, I mean, they were heated, man.
You have to separate them. Ninko had to come out and be the level-headed.
I don't separate people. I just watch them. Like, see what happens here. Okay, like I sit down. And I'm like, all right, let's see how this goes. Who's gonna do something here? Or this is just hot air going back and forth. That's what I do. I like to watch. I've seen some good fight. In college, we had a couple of guys go after it. One guy got knocked out, his head on the ground, KO'd. It was crazy. Wild.
I was at the Alshon Jeffrey Denard, I forget his last name, the cornerback. He played for the Patriots. That fight they had at the Orange Bowl in Orlando when they ripped each other's helmets off and punching each other in the middle of the field. That was a pretty good fight. Football. Then there was also the Cortland Finnegan, Andre Johnson.
Yeah, Cortland got the best. I think he took. I don't think he was the right end of that one. He took a nice shot, but that guy was always trying to fight people. So it is what it is. Good guy though, hilarious dude, funny as hell. Cortland, great dude. But I think that's a wrap. I got to go get that speaker. It's chewed up right now, probably in a million pieces.
Yeah.
But hopefully he bites into the battery, just electrocutes himself.
You can't say that stuff. People are going to get upset.
I'm kidding. Is that what you can you say? They don't care. You can't be joking anymore. You can't say I'm kidding. It's a tough time to be a comedian too. Like, how do you make jokes? How do you make jokes?
No matter what,
you're screwed.
No matter what, it's wrong. Yeah. But we'll see you guys next week. Hopefully back from the studio. Maybe we'll have McCourty in there then. Got to draw back and forth with him.
His ass is on a beach somewhere, bro. He ain't here right now.
He's
somewhere
there.
Warm. All right.
He's down by you. He's in Foxborough. But check us out on danandninko.com, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, the whole 9 yards. We'll see you guys next week.
All right. See you guys. Take care.